So you saw Motion Studio on social media or maybe even through another streamer's stream, and you're like, oh, hey, this is really cool. Like, where do I go? How do I get started? Well, guess what? This video is just for you. Okay, so today I'm going to be going over how to install the Motion SDK into Unity so you can upload your custom assets and thingies to Motion. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to install the Unity Hub, unity.com download. You'll see download right here. Just download that. That's all you need to do. Get the Unity Hub downloaded. Once the Unity Hub is downloaded, it should look something like this. So, I mean, mine's a little different, but you'll see why in a second. So once this is all installed, just hit yes. Any questions? Just yes, just install it. And then cool, it's done. It's done. You're going to want to click the link in the description that I have included to a specific Unity version. You want Unity version 2021.3.25. This is the one you want right here. 2021.3.25. This is the one. Okay. After you have Unity Hub installed, you will need to download or install this version. Okay. Once you've done that, you'll get a series of prompts. Just say yes. Just say yes. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just say yes. Okay. Yes. Take my soul. Yes. All right. So now that that is all installed, in Unity Hub, you want to go to New Project. When you click New Project, it might throw up a different editor version. Make sure you check this before you make that project, okay? Because if I just hit Create Project, it's going to make it for 2022.3.14. I don't use that version. Why is it doing that? So go in here, 2021.3.25. Click that. Cool. 3D built-in render pipeline. Okay, it's fine. Right here, you can name your projects. I have a bad habit of not naming these. I'm just going to put motion junk. You can name it whatever you want. And once you've done that, you just click create project. And it's going to build it. You're going to get a bunch of stuff pop up. Mine popped up on my second screen like this, and then the big old Unity splash screen. So that's going to take a sec. Just give it a second, and then we'll jump into the next part. Okay, so now it is installed. You should get a little window like this. At the very top, it says Unity version 2021.3.25 F1. That's important. Make sure it says that. Okay, so if you follow the steps, you should be seeing a little screen thingy like this. Perfect. The next step is we need to install the Motion SDK. And then we need to use the Motion SDK to transfer and send room assets, avatars, and the like to the application. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download the latest Motion SDK. Now there's a variety of places you can go to get to that SDK. It's in the if you run the application, there is a button that says get the SDK. If you're in the Discord, which I highly suggest, use the Discord because all your questions will be answered in there. There's an awesome FAQ with all the answers. In there, in the Discord, whenever there is a new SDK, it is updated in there immediately. So in there, as of this video, the new SDK update is 15.6. 0.15.16. This is the latest one. Okay. I'm going to include this link in the description. But please understand that this gets updated. The SDK gets updated every now and then with improvements, and you always want to be on the latest SDK. So make sure that you are on the latest one. And this is the latest one as of this video. So it is 15.6 as of this video is the latest, and you're going to want to download this. There's a variety of ways you can install this. You can install it by Git URL. However, you need to have Git on your computer to get it to work. If you're not familiar with Git, don't bother. Just don't do it. Just do it this way. Okay. Sick. So we go ahead and we went ahead and we downloaded the GGZ. And that's what you want to download. We are now going to hop back into our Unity. Remember, Unity version 2021.3.25 F. You would be surprised how often I have to bring that up to people. In the top, you'll see window. is one of the drop downs on here. You'll see window right here. Click on window, and then you want to go down to package manager. Click on package manager, and you'll get this little handy dandy window right here. Okay, in here you want to go to this plus drop down, add package from Tarball. Click on that, and it's going to give you a little pop-up window, and in here you will grab your Tarball, that was the one that we just downloaded. That's what you want to grab. So like mine, just right here, just you don't have to unzip it, just hit open. Done. All right, so now it is adding a new package, and now you wait. Okay, it is now installed, and you might notice a few things. Actually, at the very top, there's some new things up here. Don't worry about any of that, because we're gonna do this thing. Now that you have installed it, we're gonna go ahead and we're just going to restart. We're gonna restart Unity now that that package has been installed. So go ahead and just, file exits, or you can just hit the big old X on the top right. So let's do that, and then we'll be right back. Okay, cool. We have now restarted Unity. We are on Unity version 2021.3.25 F1. Does it right there. Cool. And we have the SDK installed. So now we're good. Now we're good. So there should be these little things at the top now. You'll see Uni, GLTF, VRM0, VRM1. Don't worry about any of that. Don't worry about any of that. The big important thing right now is the Motion SDK creation panel. Click on that. Yeah, this big old window. You want to drag it over there. Cool. Create your avatar scene. And the blueprint scene is going to be for your rooms. Assets are going to be for objects. Avatars for exactly what you think. Okay. If you have any questions, they have documentation, tutorials, and of course joining the Discord. For the sake of this video, I'm going to do something very easy. I'm going to show you how to do an asset. They're very quick and very easy because it's just a singular object. It's not a big old fancy room. So let's go ahead and create asset scene. I'm going to click that. Okay, so now that I've created an asset scene, there's this gentleman standing right here. You want to hold right click to look around and WASD to move. You can also combine that with shift to be fast. And if you want to move faster, you can, while holding the right click, scroll wheel to adjust the speed. Okay. So congratulations, you're using Unity now. And this is about as much as most people know about Unity. You're doing great. Proud of you. Okay, so I personally like to grab FBX assets. You can grab any other, like OBJs will work fine. As long as Unity can see it, it should work okay. If you have a Blender asset, you need to convert that through Blender first, because Unity doesn't recognize .blend files. At least not that I know of. Okay, so there are a variety of places you can grab models from. If you have some that you have created, some that you have commissioned, right on. If you want some that are like from games, there's a website called Models Resource. You can check Sketchfab. If the creator asks you to credit them, please credit them. I think you should credit them anyways. If you bought an asset on CG Trader, that's also good. This is all going to follow kind of all of the same rules. So let's go ahead and search up an object. Okay, so I found this really rad purple flirp object from Jimmy Neutron. I'm going to download this. This is going to be perfect for what I want to do. And I'm going to go back into Unity. I like to kind of keep some sort of organization, and I'm going to right click. I'm going to make a folder, and I'm just going to call this one purple flirp. Eventually you'll just have so many in here, you kind of want to have some sort of organization. So the file I just downloaded was encrypted, so I'm going to extract it. Boom. Okay, so all right. Okay, so in here, this is the extracted file that I've got. I got an MTL, an OBJ, and a PNG. You can just highlight all those and drop them in here. MTL is not going to do anything. It's just going to sit there, but just for the sake of this, just so you can see. If Unity doesn't know what to do, it just makes it look like this, but it recognizes OBJs, and that's what this is. And this is the texture for the object. All right, cool. So we have the asset in here, and now we can start, exporting it. There is a guy standing here, so this guy does not export. Don't worry, this guy does not export. But you can he's just scale reference this person. In the drop down, you can put box, chair, couch, coffee table. Coffee table is good. This is just a point of reference to help you kind of like get an idea on the size of your object. So I'll leave it at coffee table, and you can also just, you know, move it out of the way if it's too much. Let's put that at 0. Okay. So I'm going to grab this purple flurp. You can go into the inspector for it. In here, you can, if you plan on adding this to like your scene, this is like all the model information and things are all right here. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to really dive into that. But for assets, typically, this is something I commonly do. I have the texture on the object right here. I'm going to want to extract the material. And it's just going to extract in this spot with it. So we'll just wait. Just wait. Okay. All right, cool. So here we go. So this is the material, and this is the texture right here. So I'm going to just drag over. Ooh, that's big. Ooh, that's big. You can drag it right here to kind of put where you want it to, but you can also just drop it in the hierarchy. Bang. And it puts it at 0, 0, 0. See? And this is way too big. This is way too big. This isn't gonna fly. So we're gonna scale it. If you check that off or check that on, it's gonna keep everything uniform. And we're gonna click on the X and scroll it down. Yeah, about like right there. That looks about right. You know, think about like coffee table size. Yeah, that's good. So we have that all set up. And a reminder, the table does not export. So I'm just gonna put none now. Okay, so now we know this is the perfect size for it. So we have this guy right here. I can go into the material for it, and I can change what material I want to use. If I want to use like Poi shader, which is one that I commonly use, I can. You can use even use the Tune shader that is typical with VRM models in here too, like right here. If you want to, MTION, bam. Kind of give it like just this big old shininess to it. But you might notice that sometimes, I don't know, if you have like a lower res object, it might look a little blurry. You'll want to go to like point no filter and remove the compression, because that's what's causing it to kind of be all like a little blurry. But it also looks kind of good like that from far away. So whatever, it's preference. If there is any transparency on your asset or object, go ahead and check alpha is transparency. But I'm just going to leave that alone. Okay, so now we have this little guy, this little object right here. And you can export it just like this if you want. You can. But it's not going to have any collision, and it's not going to have any weight to it. It's not going to fall. So we're going to go over that right now. So we're going to click on the object. So we have it right here. So right here, purple flurp can. And inside of it, we have the dummy 003. That's what this is. Okay. So in here, you'll see the mesh renderer. It lists the material. You want to go to add components, and you're going to want to add either a mesh collider, or you can add a specified shape kind of collision. Oh, I just noticed I'm in the way. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So in the add component, you'll see there's mesh collider right here. And what that's going to do is that's going to match the mesh, right? So if you look at the mesh, that's what it is right here. And it's going to make collision out of this shape right here. If you want to go for optimization, the best way to kind of go about it is to not use mesh collider. You can, there's nothing wrong with mesh collider. I mean, this is pretty low poly, so that'd be okay. But if you go to add components, you can do, if you just type in collider, you'll see there's box, there's capsule, and all that like, yeah, like this would be fine. So in this situation, because it's so small and nothing crazy, you could just do a box collider on it, right? And like look at that. That's perfect. That's perfect like that. But if you don't want to do that, you can do mesh collider, and what mesh collider is going to do is it's going to make collision all across it, all the grooves individually and stuff. So, but it's just a small can. So for optimization, I always suggest kind of going box collider, especially if you plan on going crazy with it. But for the sake of this, I'm going to leave it as a box collider. Okay. So now it has collision. All right. So now things are going to hit it, or it can hit things, but it doesn't have any gravity. It's not gonna fall. It's not gonna do anything crazy. So now that we have added the box collider, we're gonna add a component, and we're going to add a rigid body. Bang, and that's it. So now what this is going to do, this gives it gravity. This gives it mass and drag and all that. It makes it to where if I pick this up this way, it's going to drop in the motion app. So now that this has collision and it has a rigid body, it's ready to go. It is absolutely ready to go. On the right side here, you're going to see build, actions, move it over. You'll see build, actions, help, like I said earlier, help, documentation, tutorials, Discord. In the build side, show grid, grid size, scale reference, reference position doesn't, we turned off the reference, we don't need it. Remember this was the couch and the coffee table reference, turn that off. And then name, description, and version. All right. So for this, we're going to call this purple flirp. Perfect. In the description, I'm just going to put from Jimmy Neutron. Okay. And you can leave the version 0 or whatever. I'm just going to put 1.0 just because. All right. So there is a big thing that I have not shown just yet because I wanted to make sure that everybody was, paying attention. I'm going to move myself back over actually. Okay. There's nothing in the motion asset right now. On the left side, you'll see directional light and you'll see motion asset. If you are exporting an asset, this goes for rooms too. It'll be like motion room for rooms. You want the object to be a child of motion asset. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it over it. It is now a child of motion asset. So now it will be recognized as a motion asset. If we left it outside of this and exported, there wouldn't be anything. It probably wouldn't even let you. You might have saw that error that says there is no collider in the scene or something like that. Yeah, it wouldn't even export. It would just give you that error. So here we go. We have the purple flirp. It's all good. It's got collision. It's got rigid body. It is the child of motion asset, named purple flirp from Jimmy Neutron version 1. All good. And this looks great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to export this. And when we go to export, it's going to pop up with this. Now that is exported, you'll know it is exported successfully. If there isn't like any errors being thrown at you, release render texture, set the render texture. Oh, don't worry about that. That's not a big deal. Yeah, and that's all good. If you do get like any errors and stuff like pop up, typically it's fine. You don't really have to worry. Yeah, errors popping up in the console in Unity isn't really a bad thing. Like I can literally like stand up in my chair and there's just errors just get thrown. It's weird. But you'll see that the child for sample scene, it got all collapsed. Same with motion asset. That's a good, like, it kind of shows that it was exported. No errors were popped up over here. Everything looks fine. So now that we have done that, we're going to open. We're going to go over to motion. I want to remind you, you need to have motion open for this to work. Sometimes when you go over to motion, the asset will not be there. It happens. It happens sometimes. And if it happens to you, all you need to do is to just close motion and reopen it. It happens to me every time right now, but I know they're making a fix to that. So as of this video, I just restart motion and it should be there. Okay, so now I'm in motion. This is it. Cool. On the left side, you'll see dashboard, clubhouse's assets. In assets, we now see there's purple flirp right here. It is owned by me, and I can go to edit. Purple flirp from Jimmy Neutron. Object, local, author is me, updated by today. I can choose a category, so I'm gonna put world building, interior, like it's whatever you want to do. So I'm just gonna be like interior kitchen, why not? Okay. And then if you hitting upload, it uploads it to the server and it backs it up for you. So sync asset, once uploaded, you will be able to synchronize this asset between multiple devices and share it with other users. Do you want to proceed? Absolutely. Absolutely suggest doing that every time. That way it's in here. It's available for you. If you move over to a laptop, it'll be there. And it'll only be for you. So this is only yours, okay? This is my library. You'll see some of these say public, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so now I'm going to just go to a clubhouse. I'm going to assume that you maybe don't have anything too crazy right now. So I'm just going to go to an empty clubhouse, create empty. And I'm just going to name this for tutorial. Doesn't matter. You can open your own Clubhouse, it's fine. I'm just doing it for this version, for this. Okay, cool. So I made a tutorial Clubhouse, and on the bottom here, where I'm kind of standing, you'll see a game previews. You'll see asset browser. We're gonna click that, and we're gonna find purple flurp is right here. There it is, right there. Cool. So I'm just gonna drag it, and I'm gonna put it boink right there, and there it is. There it is, purple flurp right there. I just showed you how to do all that, and then when I do this and drop it, boink. There you go. Look at that. There you go. So if you want to do like individual assets and things, this is a good way to do it. There is another way if you want to do multiple assets at once. There is another way you can do that. We put that in the Discord, kind of walking you through how you can do that. If you just have like a few assets, this is like a kind of quick cut and dry tutorial for that. When you add an asset to the scene, it'll pop up on the hierarchy on the left for you. See purple flurp right here, and you click that, transform. You can even adjust the scale if you wanted to. But yeah, there you go. That's how you export an asset to Motion with the SDK. So in this tutorial, we went over how to install Unity Hub, how to update Unity to the version that you need specifically for Motion, how to install the Motion SDK, and we just did a little asset export to kind of show you how to do it. So yeah, congratulations, you're doing it. I'm proud of you. Okay, I'm going to be making another tutorial on how to share assets and the like. And I'm also going to be doing a tutorial kind of just going over the latest update for Motion, because there's a lot coming. So thank you for watching this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. Join the Discord if you have, but like I really encourage joining the Discord. I know, and oh no, another server. Trust me, it will literally save you. I'm active in there as well, so I can help out if anybody needs any assistance. But check out Motion, incredibly powerful software, super kind, amazing developers, and yeah, I want to see what you all make some cool stuff. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.